space fiction podcast with 2 prompts, 3 stories, and infinite laughter. This week we have all 3 hosts on.
Hey. Oh my god.
It's like the stars have aligned.
Nobody's in France. Nobody's family members are dying.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's are.
Well, we're all dying, somewhere. Really.
Yeah, we are.
I'm get busy living or get busy dying is what I always say.
That is what you always say.
I'll pick dying. I'm Rich Masters, and with me as always is Jeff.
Hey.
And Josh.
Hello.
This week, our prompts were, for the second week running, Jetskis and Apothecaries.
Princesses and disasters.
Yeah. So we're doing another... Well, we only had one story last week.
Yeah. Rich had to write a second Apothecaries and Jetskis story. That's fucking crazy.
I'm committed to the bit, man.
I was listening to your story, and I was like, how's he going to write another one of these?
Well, I just did one that was funny this week.
Oh.
Yeah, there weren't any jokes in the last one. It was like a real story for real people.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote a real story because I thought the other two are definitely going to write funny stories, and then there were no other stories. So we just recorded one that had a long story in it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
that's all right.
I could have written another story, but I would have had like a day's notice, which wouldn't have been great.
I could have written another story too while I was burying my dead cat, but
I'm not sure that makes for good podcasting, but
yeah.
All right,
that part was it would have been funny because how are you gonna write with a shovel in your hand, you know?
This week, our prompts are Jetskis and Apothecaries.
I have questions, but I'm not going to ask them.
I'm going to... let's wait until the break for those.
Now, let's get them on air. Let's get this... let's deep dive into this.
Jeff, you're up first.
Who's first?
Jeff is first this week.
Yeah, the title of my story is Brave New Workaday World.
I don't want to live in that world.
Far from here, beyond the boundaries of our reality, somewhere around last Tuesday, I believe, there exists a magical land of wizards and dogmen and shit where anything you can possibly imagine can happen. As long as it's vaguely gross and hypersexualized. The mystical land of Daranos.
What? I'm calling my lawyer.
Do it. You know about it because like 180 different stories have been written about it. I get that. Calm the fuck down. What you don't know, fuckface, is that just off the southwestern shore of Daranos proper exists a small island that is locked within the long-forgotten past. This island never made it past the Bone-Dustrial Revolution, where the first invention of bone trolleys and bone trains and whatever else bones Josh said so far was originally made.
I'm glad you clarified, because I was like, for a second I was like, does he mean everything's made of bone, or does he mean everything's made of bone dust?
Bone revolution.
Bone industrial.
Yeah, but could it have been bone dust real?
A lawless land of brigands and six-shooters where the living is hard and the dicks are even harder. Big iron harder.
Holy shit.
The island of Wild Westria.
There's a clown island and a Wild West island.
Yeah, exactly. Well, originally, back before the never-ending lawsuits and legal battles, it was called Wild Westeros. But I'm pretty sure I'll get sanctioned by HBO directly if I mention that in this story, so I probably shouldn't.
George
Wait,
R. R.
fuck! Aw, man. Shit.
George R. R. Martin.
At least George R. R. Martin won't sue me. He'd have to write something down then.
I was going to say that!
Yeah, don't step on my fucking jokes!
Nice.
Well, actually, before that, it was a Western Days theme park called Wild West World, but you can imagine the legal backlash for that one, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Eventually, the park workers just colonized the actual island in a kind of Australia-like situation, and now it's a real place. Anyway, let us journey to the untamed far reaches of Wild Westria together. Not in real life, though. It's just a story. Or is it?
Oh!
We now meet two weary
back and forth here.
We now meet two weary traveling companions crossing the inhospitable wasteland known only as the Mojave Desert. The bitter winds of the desert swept to and fro, dragging the two travelers' bodies a step here and there off their course, but not deterring them for longer than that. The desert was as hot and dry as your mama's stanky-ass crotch desert, but with nary a droplet of KY jelly to help.
Oh.
I don't even need to go this week.
They moved with intention together, their heads down low. They look like the sickest fucking metal album cover that ever happened with that backdrop. One of the ones where the main dude sings exclusively in falsetto, but still fucks 100,000 groupies every single night. And also, it's still the 80s, so that's cool, and no one in the band has gotten outed as a pedophile yet.
Yeah.
The small one looked ancient, an old human woman with pure white pigtails blowing from underneath the wide brim hat which was slouched down over her wrinkled, hateful features. She jutted her jaw forward, squinted her old eye against the onslaught of sand and grit, but was unmoved by the force. Her other eye was covered with a black eye patch, which was super dope looking, naturally.
Natch.
A wide poncho blew haphazardly about her shoulders, each drag of it away from her body revealing the long rifle on her back and the practically glowing bright silver revolver that drooped at her right hip just below her hand. Her other hand gripped onto a long, knobbly wooden staff with a jagged, moistureless end of a gnarled tree root above her head, wobbling as she leaned against the heft every other step. She was about as grizzled as a 1,000-year-old tree stump that refused to be uprooted in the middle of the fucking Sahara and twice as sun-scorched. The large one wasn't just large, he was gigantic, resembling a massive boulder of muscle meat with thick arms and legs coming off of it. Like Golem from Pokemon. The twisted features of its oversized dangling mug identified it as a troll, but it was wearing some kind of berries and cream-ass Victorian children's outfit, complete with buckled shoes, pantaloons, and waistcoat. He was dragging his feet behind him impetuously and grimacing deeply, his massive muscled arms almost dragging the sand below him as he went. Upon his back rested a massive pack with tons of implements dangling from it of every kind you can imagine. Pots, pans, heavy leather books, bedrolls, pickaxes, everything but the kitchen sink. But even the wind spinning his propeller beanie around to and fro wasn't enough to cheer him up. He looked from side to side the entire trip, not sharing his companion's stoicism in the goddamn slightest, seeing nothing in any direction for so long, until finally the sight of dust being kicked up in the distance broke the howling silence of the wind and sand. "Ooh, there's something coming, Meemaw!"
Is that a voice?
The massive troll yelled out in the deep version of a tiny child's voice, bouncing to and fro.
There's Jeff.
I said, was that a voice, Jeff, or...
That's what.
It's rough. Bouncing from foot to foot on his buckled shoes happily. The little old woman next to him furrowed her wrinkled lips in a deep grimace and planted her staff firmly into the sand. "Don't get your hopes up, Grug. I'll probably just have to blow its brains out like always." "You never let me make any friends," Grug screeched out impudently, crossing his massive arms over his barrel chest and pouting. "I'm gonna die alone in a ditch." "It's the only honorable way to die," the little old woman added without inflection. "Wait until you're old enough to get drunk, though. That's a necessity."
It helps.
By the time the oncoming dust cloud had made up the distance between them, by that time, a dog man riding a bone scooter slid to a stop like the movie Akira, devouring the entire special effects budget for the story like a 90s cartoon show had stepped off his ride.
Jesus Christ.
He was wearing
a slide on page 2?
Yeah. He was wearing a messenger's overcoat and mailman hat, so you know right off the bat he's a mailman. But just in case, he says, "Mail call." That's so
Wow.
"Oh boy," Grug called out, clasping his hands together in astonishment and all. "Did my copy of Fancy Lad finally come?" I hear they got a new article on protecting your virginity from harlots and new fashion tips on what you can put buckles on. It could be anything. The male dog stepped up before the two and held open a letter in the air. Are you? He looked up and down the small woman with her wide-brimmed hat wore over her ancient features, her piercing, violent golden brown eyes meeting his gaze. He stuttered a moment. The great rambling wizard lawman, Marshal Gandalf? Wow. A sick fucking guitar riff played in the distance as her poncho blew up around her shoulders in the wind, the viewpoint switching between 3 or 4 sick-ass camera angles to showcase how fucking badass she was.
Hell yeah.
Yep, Gandalf responded. And I'm Grug, the massive troll child said, while giving a huge cheeky thumbs up and a wide, jagged tooth smile that looked like every dentist's worst nightmare, straight out of Britain.
Low-hanging fruit.
Right, the male dog stuttered. He held out the letter to Gandalf, who took it with a quick snatch, causing him to recoil. This letter's from the mayor of a nearby town, Riverdale. He sent me to deliver this post-haste. Gandalf split open the envelope with her index finger like it was a knife, even creating a shing sound effect for some reason. She squinted as she held the letter up to read it. Hello. God damn it, Grug, where are my peepers at? Oh, Grug called out, then reached his index and thumb into the breast pocket of his little black Victorian jacket, pushing aside his fluffy white cravat to gingerly reach in and return with a teensy tiny pair of thin metal-rimmed glasses and hand them over. Meemaw can't see bird shit on her forehead without her peepers. Grugly!
Real thing.
Grugly! Gandalf called out sternly, causing Grug to flinch away from her. She snatched the glasses out of his hand and slid them on her face. Watch your fucking language, mister! I'm gonna have to wash your heathen mouth out with soap whenever we invent it. She looked over the letter and began to read it out loud in that way old people always do, no matter how private or disgusting the information is. Especially how disgusting the information is. Hello, dear old friend. It is of the direst consequences that you call me as soon as possible. I would have left a voicemail for you, but your inbox has been full for like months. Don't you ever check that shit? It could be something important, like a doctor calling her. All right, that's enough. Hold on a second. Gandalf tossed the letter aside, letting the wind pick it up and drag it along its current into the distance carelessly. The dog mailman watched it go, a helpless look on his face. She began to pat around herself, humming in that way old folks do when they're putting you on fucking in-person hold. Where is that goddamn all-see gun? Finally, she returned with a small snub-nosed revolver. Wait, what are you gonna? The dog man began to back away, but Gandalf simply pointed the revolver at him and blasted him through the midsection instantly, causing him to double over on the ground, pretty much dead on the spot.
Oh, did he make that howling dog noise?
Oh! His blood began to pool under his corpse, and Gandalf simply placed a cowboy boot onto his side and rolled him over to reveal the pool of blood. The blood began to fizzle, and then 90s TV show static appeared in the middle of it. I'll see call direct. Mayor's private office 7719, Gandalf said plainly. The screen began to flicker. In the center of the blood swirled the dark red image of a wise old elf, who was also a Native American, which was probably kind of problematic when you think about it, but just for now, you shouldn't. He smiled a warm and welcoming smile. It is I, Gandalf Stormblow. I call now upon the ancient master of Riverdale, Mayor El Dorado Half-Elven, Gandalf called out, raising her staff in the air and igniting a bright light which caused the reception on the all-sea gun's blood puddle to get a little worse. She began to fiddle with the position of the staff.
complicated way to do this.
This is before the Bone-Industrial Revolution.
Right, there's no integrated all-sea circuit yet.
She began to fiddle with the position of the staff to try and clear up the signal, but it just kept flickering back and forth and getting worse, so she gave up. My oldest friend, Gandalf the Withered, I call upon you in our darkest hour, Mayor Eldorado said with the gravest importance in his voice. And I'm here also, Grug. Grug forced his face into the frame of the all-sea gun's blood puddle and gave a gigantic fingered peace sign. Meanwhile, in the town of Riverdale, blam, blam, ah, ba-boom, and other stock sound effects.
Wilhelm scream.
People ran screaming from the train station, their arms flung up in the air, not unlike Kermit the Frog would have done. They pieced the fuck out because of the gang, which had come in on the High Noon Express. They had robbed it blind and then just kind of rode it the rest of the way into town because why the fuck not, really? Not like Riverdale had competent law or anything. But really, does anyone?
Yeah, where does?
Nice.
One lady even ran past the camera with her titties out and stopped and shook them at the audience like in Airplane, except that they were like 3 times as big because this is Wild Westria, bitch.
This is a better story than mine.
The huge wooden doors of the boxcar nearest the engine slid open, and 7 men on horses all jumped out one after another, like the world's most impressive clown car, on and on until all of them stood around on the platform, laughing and firing their pistols into the air from horseback. Each one was more gruesome and dangerous looking than the last. Use your imagination. I'm not describing 7 fucking people, but one of them stood out like a sore thumb.
Central Casting will take care of that.
Thank you. The leader of the bunch wore a fine vest over a silken shirt, fine leather chaps over his jeans, and a wide, short gambler's hat upon his head. He smiled brightly from behind his thick, drooping mustache, a glint of gold upon one of his teeth. He swirled his pistol into the air, and each one of the 6 other men drew their horses up close to his. 3 cheers for Doc Workaday, the greatest bandit in all of Wild Westeros. I mean Wild Westria, the heaviest-looking bandit yelled upon his horse. All the men went crazy, hooting and hollering, and even started doing that Arsenio Hall woof, 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 woof cheer.
Yeah!
Doc Workaday smiled and tipped his hat to them, and then began to speak in a sweetly sinister southern drawl. Nah, my compatriots, we're all in this together. I couldn't have robbed a dozen towns, 14 trains, and several especially profitable Home Depots without each and every one of your help. We are in this together as one. What are we gonna do now, boss? One of the 6 other bandits, an orc wearing a bandana around his head and a tilted Stetson, said on top of his horse with a smile. Doc Workaday simply withdrew his pistol from his belt and fired a round directly into that orc's forehead, causing him to slump down off of his horse and land with a heavy, wet thud on the ground beneath it. Nobody fucking questions me, ever! Do you fucking understand that, peons? Workaday screamed, veins popping out of his neck and spittle spraying from his clenched teeth. The remaining 5 men all nodded, terrified, looking around at each other and muttering affirmations and apologies to the doc. Workaday then looked into the empty street of the town ahead of them, and then back at the train station, and shook his head. Well, brings up a good point, though. What are we gonna do next, do you think?
Uh-oh.
You just wait until Gandalf gets here, a voice interrupted his question immediately. The men looked around until finally laying eyes on a woman dangling from a high window above the general goods store, throwing double birds at them and jeering at the top of her lungs, saying shit like, small dick, wee little balls, fuck you, before slamming the window shut and disappearing inside. Doc Workaday had his gun halfway out of his holster by this point, but slowly slid it back inside. Oh shit, she was quick. Anyway, he turned back and looked towards his compatriots.
Ain't no one know where she is.
He turned and looked towards his compatriots, who were all pretty much shitting their britches right there in the saddles, whispering back and forth about their incoming doom. Now don't be a bunch of fucking cum grubblers, Doc Workaday hissed, referencing a real creature that exists in this setting called a cum grubbler that I'm not going to tell you about.
Oh.
I got
Come on, we gotta fill this beastie in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I got a foolproof plan to make that dusty old bitch. Why did I write? I am Josh.
This is what happens when you write this shit.
I got a foolproof plan to make sure that dusty old bitch regrets interrupting our sick ass stealing and killing and shit, man. Fuck, I'm so smart. The men all began to nod and smile at one another, calming down. How about some fucking applause in this bitch? Jesus Christ, Workaday blurted out angrily. The men all began to clap, exchanging silent glances. Goddamn right. Now here's my sexy ass plan. The guy he shots corpse
This is just Jeff. This is just Jeff.
The
The
many
guy he
faces of
shots
Jeff.
corpse. Let me finish my story.
Sorry, I thought we could insert some jokes.
You can. That's fine. Where's your joke, Rich? Go ahead.
Your mum.
Yeah!
Well, she is crazy. The guy he shots corpse began to smell below them. Gamdolph and Grug pulled up to the outskirts of town on the mail dog's stolen scooter, putting to a gasless stop at the edge of the train tracks. She looked comically small piling it, with Grug looking like he was holding for dear life to a children's tricycle with his massive frame. Both of them slowly turned their heads to peer down at the bandit's corpse still laying on the ground near the tracks, flies buzzing around it as it sun-bloated in the scorching afternoon rays. Should we call the doctor? He could be hurt, Grug asked sheepishly. Gamdolph just placed her staff on the ground next to the scooter and lowered herself down off it with a little plop. The sudden shift in weight caused Grug and the scooter to just instantly flip over backwards to slam into the dirt, the scooter exploding into a million pieces like it was rigged with fucking explosives. Get up, you goddamn idiot! Gamdolph poked harshly at Grug with her staff's end. We ain't got all time for fucking about falling down in the street like a goddamn Irish.
Wow.
Sorry, Meemaw, Grug said cheerily, standing up completely and totally unscathed from the explosion. Gamdolph squinted her old wrinkled ass eye to peer down the main street of Riverdale with a hawk-like scrutiny. The wind, nowhere near as violent as the Badlands, still whipped her poncho about, and it was still sick as fuck looking. Gee, Meemaw, where do you think they're holed up? They could be anywhere in this whole town, Grug said with a finger to his lips and curiosity on his slack-jawed features. He was eyeing the brothel with a mix of wonder and terror. A sign in the window read, "Open for business," and buttness.
No way. I'm stealing that.
Every single window in town was open, and people were dangling out of each and every one of them, pointing all in the same direction towards the druggist on the main drag, with a huge painted window which said Apothecary on it in golden swooping cursive letters. Some of them were going, psst, and others were saying stuff like, "In there, you fucking moron!" But they were all being helpful in their own way.
Nice.
Got an idea or two about that, Gamdolph said, spitting into the sandy street at her feet. Ting ting! The bell over the door of the druggist rang as Gamdolph walked inside, pushing the door open with her staff casually. Grug stooped deeply, but still had to twist his body sideways to fit inside, instantly knocking over half the shit on the front shelf and shattering it across the floor in every direction. Oh gods, I'm so sorry! Grug stooped to begin picking up what he'd sent flying and just knocked over an entire display of Whammo brand all-natural bog lube.
Oh.
Made from ingredients all gathered from a bog. Good for dickin' down appeared in big bold block letters on the display. It's not as disgusting as it sounds, though. It's mostly bog hag blood. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. An extremely dirty and nervous Skeleman stood behind the counter, watching with wide, empty eyes and raised shoulders, sweat dripping down his bony face somehow. He was wearing a druggist uniform with the striped sleeves and shit, like you know how it do. But it was obviously
garters on the arms.
Oh, you know it.
Oh yeah,
you know how it do.
And that green lamp hat that they used to wear.
Oh yeah, the fucking poker hat.
Yeah, the poker hat.
He 2 sizes too big and ripped at the shoulders. Looking for somebody, Gandalf said with a squint of her already constantly squinting eye somehow. It was basically just like a line in her face opposite her eye patch now.
Easy to draw.
It's just me here. Just The Skeleman looked down at the name tag applied to his chest, which read "Cum fuck," and then back up with a wavering smile. Carl! Gandalf pressed the gnarled pointy ends of her staff at the name tag on the sweaty, nervous Skeleman's chest. Says "cum fuck." The shaking Skeleman laughed, the sound of a xylophone emanating from his shaking bones. That's the old Daranosian way spelling of He swallowed hard and then added plainly, "Carl."
I believe it.
The end of Gandalf's staff lit up, and instantly there was just a Carl-shaped black smoke shape on the wall behind where he was standing. Smoldering black mound of ash left behind on the floor. A loud crashing sound caused her to turn around at once, gripping onto the revolver at her waist, but she was met with Grug just knocking over another display with his gigantic troll ass cheeks. This time it was a display for Dig 'em Out brand bleach for your gash.
Wow.
With a smiling photo of Reese's the Wise next to it for some reason, holding up a bottle that looks like a gigantic veiny black dick. The tagline reads, "Strong enough for a man's bussy, but made for a woman's."
Josh, you know he's brewing this in your bathtub, right?
That's what that fucking rancid smell was. And all that gray-ass hair. I was like, oh.
"I'm so sorry, oh God," Grug cried out. "Can you fucking chill the fuck out for like 5 goddamn seconds?" Gandalf cried out. But then softened a little and carefully helped Grug back up to his feet. "Don't worry about this 10-cent garbage, sweet pea. We got real work to do." Grug sniffled and ran his hand under his nose snottily. "Okay, Meemaw. What can I do to help? I can be helpful too." "Looks like they got this back door to this place barricaded. Can you bust it down for Granny? Not sicko time this time, just the door." Gandalf added, carefully knowing exactly what she didn't want to see happen here. And then I wrote in parentheses, "A troll shaking his ass like a mystical song is playing."
Yeah.
It's like
we don't want to see that? What are you talking about?
It's like we're right there.
"Yeah, time for my girth to save the day," Grug yelled out, running full force through the druggist and destroying every shelf and bottle in the way until his body just exploded through the back of the building, sending wood splintering in every direction like a bomb had gone off in his wake. Gandalf simply walked, slowly and deliberately, until she got to the Grug-shaped hole in the back wall, and stepped through it carefully, making certain not to get a splinter. Her skin was almost as paper-thin as her blood was at this point, thanks to the medications. The back room had a simple folding table in the middle of it, and 4 guys were sitting around it playing cards. They all whipped around in terror as a 7-foot troll came barreling through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man on human growth hormone.
Oh, yeah.
There was a corpse of a goblin bandit in the corner, holding some cards in his hand, curled up in a ball with a gunshot through his forehead. 2 black aces, 2 black eights, and a jack of diamonds. Doc Workaday stood over top of him with a pistol smoking in his hands. "Boss, the wizard's here!" one of the men cried out. A bullet blew his brains out of the back of his skull a second later. Workaday blew the smoke off the end of his cannon. "Don't ever fucking tell me something I already know!" he cried out.
Get a
Then
new
with
job,
hateful
guys.
malice at his... What?
Get a new job, guys.
Yeah, this is not.
It's not worth it.
Why does anyone work for this guy?
I don't know.
It's not the benefits.
Then with hateful malice in his eyes, he turned towards the incoming Gandalf and her assistant, gritting his teeth tightly. This is private property, Marshal. What the fuck do you think you're doing intruding upon my business? I'm the apothecary here. You're a goddamn dentist, Workaday. I know all about your dumb ass. Gandalf reached into her belt and retrieved a wadded up piece of yellow paper, unfurling it to reveal a wanted poster with a grainy old photo of Workaday on it. For some reason, he had a Kid and Play style high top fade in the photo.
Because it was a long time ago.
Yeah, this is back in the
days.
80s. The remaining 4 henchmen began to chortle and laugh amongst themselves. It was the style at the time, god damn it, Workaday yelled out. Fucking kill her already. What do I pay you morons for? Dearborn, get her, cover our escape. You got it, boss. The huge henchman leaped to his feet as Workaday and the other 3 filed out the back door to the druggist's shop as quickly as they could. Dearborn put himself between them and their assailants, trying to look as powerful as possible, gripping onto the shotgun that dangled from his hand. You just stand there and take this slug like a good old dead biddy, all right? You lived long enough. Shotgun, huh? Gandalf said evenly. She drew her arm back under her poncho, grasped onto the butt of her rifle, slung over her shoulder, and swung it around to point in front of her, slid her finger around the trigger, and pulled it before Dearborn even had a chance to fully raise his shotgun.
Jesus.
The bullet ripped straight through his lower jaw and exploded it in all of his teeth all over the back wall. His body spun from the force and then collapsed onto the ground in a heap of blood and flesh. Follow them boys and slow them down if you don't mind, Sweet Pea. Old Arthur's hipping at my joints lately. Gandalf pointed towards the back door, motioning Grug towards it.
Old Arthur.
He straightened up and saluted with his tongue stuck out of the side of his smiling, droopy mouth, and then took off like a cannonball fired out the back door again, knocking it off its hinges and sending it flying the fuck off like Team Rocket blasting off again. Gandalf walked over to the sputtering, quickly dying body of Dearborn and rustled around in her pocket for a moment. She returned with 2 pieces of gold-wrapped candy, throwing them unceremoniously onto his body as it slowly grew motionless and cold. 2 Werther's Originals for the boatman, bitch. When she got out the back door finally, Grug had 2 of the henchmen lifted into the air and was bashing their faces against each other like toy dolls, yelling, "Now kiss each other," over and over, as their faces began to look more like red jelly than people. After they stopped moving, Grug just dropped them on the ground and shrugged. "I broke them, I think." He then reached up and began to spin his propeller on top of his beanie around boredly. Doc Workaday and his last henchman stood against the fence, their backs to it, on the other side of the backyard. "Give me a boost over the fence, you fucking idiot! Now! We gotta escape!" Workaday screeched. The henchman followed orders, terrified of everyone and everything around him at this point. Maybe with a little piss dribbling out of his dick, even.
We don't get like a zoom in.
Yeah, a little stain.
So that,
growing stain.
Yeah.
We get like an X-ray Mortal Kombat shot inside of his pants of his dick pissing.
Is like medically accurate dick just pissing.
Veins and all.
Yep.
The henchman put his hands together and down near his knee. Workaday placed his boot onto the henchman's hands and pushed himself up over the top of the fence and flopped over it, the sound of a heavy, dusty thud echoing on the other side. Now stay where you are. You won't hurt Doc while I'm here, the henchman cried out at Gandalf and Grug, shaking in his boots like a gas station employee when your mom whips out her beef curtains and demands full service.
Oh.
Wow. What the fuck happened to you?
Whips out.
Yeah, she whips out her beef curtains and demands full service.
Sounds like a pterodactyl sound of...
Workaday quickly popped back over the fence and angled his gun down just enough to fire a bullet through the top of his last henchman's head, causing the wide-eyed man to drop to his knees and then face-plant in the dirt in front of him with a heavy, empty thud. "Even I don't know why I shot that one," Workaday yelled back amidst laughter as he disappeared over the fence again.
This guy's crazy.
Grug, fuckerate that fence for me. Gam-Gamdolf motioned half-heartedly towards the fence. Grug followed orders just as good as any henchman and lowered himself into a defensive lineman stance, shifted his legs around, creating a shotgun cocking noise like Daffy Duck in Space Jam, and then bouldered through the fence like it was made of paper mache. The thing splintered into a billion pieces and filled the street out in front of it. Blam! Blam! 2 shots rang out into the thin desert air all at once. Grug! Gam-Gamdolf cried out, running as fast as her old frame would take her out into the street beyond the exploded fence. Grug lay in the dust there, motionless, his head down in the dirt and his arms splayed out on either side of him.
No!
Now maybe you'll learn to never fuck with me, Workaday yelled out, throwing his arms into the air triumphantly. I'm no ordinary criminal, goddammit. I got my license to practice medicine and barber hair, bitch. I'm like the evil version of Doc Holliday or some shit, man. I'm untouchable.
I think the evil version of Doc Holliday was Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
Depending on which side of the law you were on, sure.
Yeah.
Gam-Gamdolf said nothing. I got jet skis, blow, and $10,000 waiting to take me to Orlando, Florida once I get back to mainland Daranos, bitch.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be living the high life while your precious troll man baby rots into a pile of roadkill that everyone in town tastefully pretends like they don't see when they pass in their bone carts and their bone horses or whatever. Bitch!
Yeah. You got it. You nailed it.
Gam-Gamdolf looked down low, her eye hidden by the wide brim of her hat. You and I are gonna draw Workaday. And at least one of us is gonna die gurgling on our own blood. You amenable to that deal, pencil dick? My dick is average, Doc Workaday screeched and then slid his pistol back into its leather holster. He grinned a wicked, hateful grin, his hand working around his pistol grip for a moment before returning to his side. Yeah, we'll draw all right. I'm your fuckleberry. You want a countdown? Much obliged, Gam-Gamdolf said, tilting her head back enough for her burning, hateful eye to be visible under the brim of her cap. 3, Workaday began, grinning widely. 2. Workaday slung his hand forward all at once, a piece of cord attached to his wrist, yanking the pistol out of its holster and whipping it into his hand like he was Wild West Spider-Man, which is my idea, and I trademark it right now. Fuck you, Marvel. TM.
That's how it works.
The grip...
See you in court.
The grip hit his hand and his fingers slid onto the trigger instantly. He squeezed it tight and began to laugh viciously. But no sound came. No bullet. Gam-Gamdolf stood still, one hand holding onto her staff and the other drooped low at her side, not even trying to go for her pistol. What the fuck just happened? Workaday took 2 steps back, dropping his gun and letting it dangle from the cord attached to it, terror across his face. You shot 6 times already, dipshit. 4 henchmen dead, 2 shots into my grandson. You ain't got a fucking bullet to your name or a prayer of making it out of here alive. Gam-Gamdolf spit with vitriol in her voice. Please, I'm a doctor. I'll give you free surgery. No more saggy old tits, I promise. Free haircuts for life. I can do a sick kid and play. Doc Workaday screeched, turning on his heels to run. But before he could turn completely, Gam-Gamdolf had already drawn her revolver and squeezed off 2 shots of her own, both of them grouped exactly at his left temple. Workaday froze in place, silent. The wind whipped up violently, sending sand spiraling in small tornadoes here and there in the street. Workaday's eyeball fell from its socket and landed with an imperceptible wet thud at his feet. He followed it down, crumbling forward onto the ground and crashing into the dirt with his ass straight up in the air. Gam-Gamdolf slid her pistol back into its holster, silently, staring down at the ground. The weight of her long life was weighing upon her in that moment. She had lost everything she had ever really cared about, and it had been in a backwater shithole like Riverdale. a haven for promiscuous teens that were actually in their 20s and hokey-ass coming-of-age storytelling. That was good shooting, Meemaw, came a familiar voice exploding with joy from behind her. Gamgam swung around, her eye wide and a huge smile creasing her old wrinkled features. Grug stood large and very much alive behind her. 2 very small pockmarks on his big, bulbous, round belly, the only evidence that he had ever been in any danger at all. Grug, you little bastard! Gamgam cried out, hobbling over to him and putting her little arms around just his belly and not even getting a fourth around it. You scared the goddamn shit right out of my ass, sweet pea. Don't you ever go getting into any shenanigans like that again, you hear me? I ain't fucking playing. Oh, Meemaw, I'm okay. Don't hug me in front of all the corpses, you're embarrassing me, Grug said with a little smile on his droopy, dumb face, anxiously spinning the propeller on his beanie with one hand while sheepishly returning the hug with the other. Later that same day, probably. Mayor El Dorado Half-Elven stood at the city limits, waving softly as he watched the town's saviors ride off into the sunset. His ceremonial mayor's robes flowed in the wind that kicked up from the desert he stood at the end of, his mind wandering, along with his heroes, just how far towards its other end they would end up. They really saved us all, the woman standing next to him said, with a tear in her eye. She slid a finger across her cheek to hide the emotion and simply pushed a smile through it. Who the fuck are you now? El Dorado asked, leaning away from her as he turned towards her with a disgusted look on his face that this rando had interrupted his waving goodbye scene. I'm the lady who told the bandits to go fuck themselves from the window earlier, remember? I'm a very important character in this story, she yelled out impetuously, placing her hands on her hips in anger. You don't even have a name, lady. How important to this fucking story can you be? El Dorado asked viciously. I have a name. It's... The woman stammered. She couldn't think of one. No matter how hard she searched the cavernous emptiness of her mind, there was nothing there to draw upon. As if the uneven hand of fate itself had left her out of the book of reality. She was passed upon, burdened with self-determination, but without self-knowledge. There was no hidden past she could uncover, because there was nothing. And never was there anything. There would also never be anything. The uncaring nature of the universe had only half formed her, and she would suffer her entire existence until snuffed from light, knowing that without recourse, forever. The end.
What the fuck?
After credits scene. Somewhere on the beach far away, 2 henchmen stand with a massive bag of money next to 3 jet skis bobbing up and down on the surf. One looks at his sundial watch or whatever exists in this setting, I forget, and sighs. 10 more minutes and we get to go home, one whispered to the other. That's the rule, I've heard that, the other nodded back. The actual end.
The professor's not there in 10 minutes. You get to go back to your
That's
dorm.
the rule, I've heard that.
Yep, it's true.
That was
unwritten rule.
That was horrifyingly funny.
Thank you.
I don't need to read my story because that one was better than mine.
I doubt that, but thank you very much.
I am not jealous at all. I'm proud.
Look at the absolute gold mine of new islands we've given you to set your stories on. It's like you can never run out now. Clowns?
Yeah, well, we've covered about half of them. Clowns and westerns. There you go.
That's all the genres you need to worry about.
Those are those. Yep.
That was really funny.
Feel free to use Gamgam and Grug in any story you ever see.
I like Grug. He's interesting.
I don't want to have voice.
It reminded me of the guy from Robin Hood, the animated Robin Hood.
The sheriff from Nottingham.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Very good. Very, very good.
I wrote it to cheer Josh up for reasons we've already covered on the podcast.
He's a miserable fuck.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no good will come of him.
If I had my 6-gun right now, I'd shoot you in the head, Rich.
Good luck over the ocean, bitch.
Yeah, he's got good aim.
It's not what every toilet seat in Philadelphia says.
Yeah, that's not my fault. That was like that when I got there.
That's his
Sure,
butthole's fault. Fart. Wow. Also, feel free to use any inventions I've created. Dig 'em out, gash cleaner, or
Sundial watches.
the all-see gun. Whatever.
Those were the ones I was going to use. The Nair for old butts.
He is definitely brewing that in your bathtub.
Yo, I don't even want to fucking go in there.
It's just the acid out of batteries out of watches.
That's why I was in there so long. I had to take care of my ass hair.
It smells like something curled up and died in there.
Yes, my ass hair.
That's what his beard is. It's not growing from his chin and his under his nose. It's ass hair that is pulled up.
I don't tell your secrets on the show, Richard, so please.
Oh, man. Good story.
Thank you very much.
I'm calling my lawyer.
I know. I knew it. I knew I was gonna get sued into oblivion one way or another. HBO or Josh Henderson.
We're both as litigious as the other.
I started keeping a list of all the things that were slightly suable, and at like 15 I stopped.
Yeah.
What was the last one? The all-sea gun?
The all-sea gun.
I thought about
sense.
I was like thinking like, what is the dumbest fucking way I can have communication work in this setting? And I was like, well, it's the Wild West. You just fucking shoot all your problems, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, just shoot a message into somebody.
Shoot a
shoot
message
them
into
and
the sand, and then kick
you
the
shoot
sand.
them and their fucking blood turns into a TV screen that you all see call anyone with.
What if we would put that in some kind of ball? You're crazy!
This guy's a witch! Burn him at the fucking stake!
Thomas Medicine, you're crazy!
All
The
right.
kid in play survived in the Wild West.
That's
true.
timeless reference. Timeless reference.
Yep.
Everyone, I hope you enjoyed part 1. Of course you did. It was fucking great. Now
Thank
we're
you.
on
If
to
you didn't, I'll kill you.
yeah, we'll hunt you down, you little bitch.
Yeah, I'll
fucks.
shoot you with a magic gun or whatever we're doing.
So my
Shoot you with an all-sea gun and call in and do the podcast. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's how I'm doing it right now.
my episode this week is the second Jetskis and Apothecaries story of the season for me. It is called Water Ego Part 2. The only thing to fear is fear itself and the Super League of Supervillainy and DMV.
What?
So, for anyone who was in France, essentially what happened in the first part of Water Ego is Walt Browning is an insurance adjuster in a world where superheroes exist. He hates them. And he accidentally, by tripping, interrupts an assassination of a city comptroller by the murderous mime or murderous mummer Jazz Hands, who is a mime.
Because that was the prompt.
That was the prompt.
What is with you and mimes, Rich?
I fucking love mimes.
Do you love mimes?
They're so funny. Just the
There's gotta
concept
be
of
one,
them is
right?
funny.
Rich.
There are
There's
two
gotta
other
be one
characters.
guy that likes them, right?
I do we?
There are three other characters of note. Ephraim, who is Walt's housemate, flatmate, apartment mate, whatever you want to call him.
You know what a flat is.
Mia, who works with Walt in the insurance company, and he has a major crush on her, but she doesn't really know he exists. And Chad, who works in the office and is a major superhero fan and is a dick. And that's all you need to know.
Fucking
I remember the dick.
Flash Thompson is in this?
Yes, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Here's part 2. There is a place where all the scum on the planet congregate, where all the hate and spite of all humanity join forces. No, it's not the NYPD annual's Beat Your Wife Olympics.
Whoa.
It's downtown, past the Denny's. No, the other Denny's. Yeah, that one. Next to the strip mall with the gun shop next to the clearly money laundering laundry place. Yeah.
Wow, this is set in America.
This is very descriptive of where I live.
This is set in the USA. Wow.
Yep.
Then down the alley where that guy I knew didn't just get to fourth base with your mother, but then changed sports and threw a Hail Mary into the mix. Bonus points if your mother's name is Mary, I guess. Then came back and hit another homer on the return like this was a game of sexy Blurns ball.
Blurns ball!
Fucking fourth base?
Yeah, that alley. Then past that tyre lot, down into the sewer grate, past the graffiti that says, superheroes don't go down on their girlfriends. Then down...
Jesus.
Then down in the secret elevator down to sub-basement 50. The Super League of Supervillainy and also the DMV met in what used to be the super secret courthouse where rich white men could be tried, i.e. let off with a handshake, in secret. The abandoned courthouse now smelled like sodden carpet, stale farts, and a faint undertone of piss that no one was able to claim responsibility for, but everyone privately suspected was from the loathsome Apothecaries' time as administrator.
The fucking dung eaters in there?
The current members of the 20-strong Super League sat around a long, cracked conference table. Someone had put crisps and peanuts in bowls, but considering these people were villains and probably didn't wash their hands after they went to the toilet, the snacks were probably 50% urine, and as such, the snacks were left untouched. By anyone but the loathsome Apothecary, who was a urine mancer.
Yeah.
And some say liked the taste of his own creations.
The loathsome Apothecary. I want that Marvel Fleet card.
All 0 stats apart from piss, which is 20.
And the bar, yellow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dr. Degenerate adjusted his unnecessarily large collar. Villain or
Dinner is really good.
villain or 90s rapper, who knows? Adjusted his unnecessarily large collar while he stirred a bowl of human entrails with his finger and then dumped them on the table. The blood runes say we're here for a reason.
Thank
You really
God.
needed to do that.
Thank God we have this guy on the team.
Wow, it's like you're psychic, Baroness Hexcellent said sarcastically as she put down. Be careful. There are a lot of these.
I'm gonna laugh every time. I'm sorry.
As she put down her copy of Twilight Breaking Dawn and magicked up a cute little minion in front of her on the table. The blue blob minion with the huge smile looked up at her with love. Mama? It said with doe eyes before the Baroness slammed a fist down on it. She slipped.
Jesus.
It's a real Doc Workaday type of character. Goddamn.
She lifted her hand and pulled a blobby arm off before devouring it whole.
What?
The human spreadsheet flicked through himself and whispered, "Update in column G. Sassy behaviour."
Flicked through himself. I love this story.
The man next to him giggled. He was called the Diddler. He wasn't a pedophile, but simply a man who swindled old people out of their life savings. Yeah, he could have changed his name to reflect that fact, but he earned that name in the golden age, and he was sticking with it. But dog damn it.
Damn.
The Diddler.
Cost too much to rebrand.
Next to him, Jetski was gesturing. No, I just leased the island as part of my jet ski business. I had no idea what was happening, man. You know, I'm a villain, but I'm not that bad. Next to him,
A monster.
Next to him, the Jersey Devil, literally a monster made of trash, made vague Italian-American noises. Hey! Oh!
It's a bad show to listen to if you're Italian-American, man.
Next to him sat the influencer, who sat with her phone glued to her hand, posting TikToks about the benefits of essential oils and subtly influence elections with false information about immigration. She's the true villain.
Christ. This is so true to life.
So far.
Others were there too at the... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I'd take the loathsome piss
Oh,
over
man.
her.
Absolutely. Others were there too at the meeting. The Throbbing Organ, Moist Man, King DDD because of all those dick pics he sent. The Hangnail, Dak Shepherd, Paul, because we all know that one guy named Paul, Make-A-Wishbone, the Sexonator, Hulk Hogan, the Wet Noise, Post-Mortem Princess, Peter File, because he was there because of a simple admin error.
Him and the Diddler are at
Sitting
odds
together.
with each other.
And the Fleminaut, but I can't be bothered to describe them all. At the end of the table stood Jazz Hands, waiting.
Synergy in these stories, by the way. Not describing a bunch of characters.
Waiting. Jazz Hands clapped silently, but no one looked up because they couldn't hear him. He clapped again. Still nothing.
Oh my god.
Finally, he walked over to the influencer and smacked the phone out of her hand. Said Roughmeister, the Lord of S&M, before removing his ball gag. As I was saying, he's going to do one of his presentations again, isn't he? Jazz Hands nodded enthusiastically. The jet ski leaned back in his chair, expensive sunglasses indoors, wearing a wetsuit under a blazer because subtlety was a concept that had personally wronged him. If this is about reimbursement forms again, I'm not filling out a 16B just because my henchman got emotional damage. That's not real damage, okay? The human spreadsheet whispered, "It's in Appendix 4. Shut up, Greg, the Fleminaut slorped. Jazz Hands began. He mimed holding a rifle. Make-A-Wishbone leaned forward. Oh, is this charades? I hate charades almost as much as I hate children's happiness. Jazz Hands aimed, pulled the trigger, recoiled dramatically. Peter File clapped once. Is it overacting? Jazz Hands froze. Visibly irritated, then shook his head aggressively. Harpoon guns, the jet ski offered? I've got lots of those. I can sell them if you want. They're not as useful as you think, really, in a pinch.
Work better in water.
Jazz Hands pinched the bridge of his invisible nose. He tried again, mimed the shot. Then he acted out. He's not got an invisible nose. Like, he pinched above it.
Oh, in front of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, this man doesn't have a nose?
It's a complete mime. Then he acted out waltz, tripping perfectly. A stumble, a flail, a collapse into an imaginary person. The Wet Noise gasped. Oh, that feeling when you get up too fast and then you suddenly get a nosebleed and your mum gets a call from school.
My god. Did this just happen?
Is it boredom? Baroness Hexcellent said confidently. Jazz Hand's eyes twitched. He then mimed the bullet missing, the crowd, the cameras, the pointing. He outlined Walt's face again carefully, then struck a heroic pose and flexed, pointed upwards like a cheap statue. Silence. The apothecary frowned, then smiled. I've got it. It's a hedgehog.
Oh my god.
It's piss! It's piss!
Piss. I knew it's piss.
No, Dr. Degenerate said. It's clearly a critique of late-stage capitalism in the age of the superhuman. Jazz Hands let out a silent scream. The voice in his own head said, you should have learned words. I have it. A voice lower than a grandpa's balls and deeper than his generational racism sounded from the head of the table.
Jesus.
Silence fell immediately. Omega stood and floated towards Jazz Hands, too arrogant to stand on the same ground as his peers? No, that implied parity. Compatriots? No, that implied that he somehow needed them. Pissants. Yes, that would do nicely.
Especially one of them.
Yeah.
His black suit seemed to absorb the light around it. His cape billowed even though no breeze came through. He stopped, looking down at the murderous mummer Jazz Hands. Pinnacle. Jazz Hands froze, then nodded rapidly, relief flooding his entire being. Omega turned to the room. He's trying to describe that Pinnacle interfered with his assassination. A murmur rippled through the villains. The New Jersey Devil sat open-mouthed, his hoagie slopping out of his jaws.
Hey, yo!
Impossible, said the said the Roughmeister, tweaking his own exposed nipple ring.
Oh, I thought
at the table.
loathsome pisser was going to be the worst character here.
Pinnacle doesn't trip. He's the poster boy for poise. Deep cover, I reckon, the Jetski said, nodding sagely despite not understanding anything. I do that sometimes. Spent a whole year with people thinking I killed myself in my jail cell once. No, we only all wished you were dead, Baroness Excellent muttered. Omega continued. The information Jazz Hands has brought today correlates with this news I saw. Also today. He turned his laptop around to show a new website with the headline, Average Schlub is Pinnacle. Jazz Hands nodded again, more emphatically. The diddler shrugged. I really feel that information would have helped us figure out the clues a lot earlier.
Oh my god.
He's not wrong, I guess, but...
Do you know where he is now? Omega asked. Jazz Hands somehow mimed the building, the insurance office, and Omega watched carefully, then nodded. Good. It amuses me to think of Pinnacle, our arch nemesis, working a menial white-collar job. He turned back to the table. Dr. Degenerate steepled his fingers. What now? A strike team? Omega shook his head. No, if it is Pinnacle, we don't escalate immediately. He'd take us out or bring his moronic band of pseudo-social workers in to help. The Jetski leaned forward. So, what about a small op? A tester, so to speak? Omega looked at him. Elaborate. The Jetski smiled. I volunteer myself and the Apothecary. Every single person in the room groaned. Of course you do, Baron Excellent said. Anything to get away from your island troubles. The jet ski bristled. It's a perfectly legitimate jet ski location. Postmortem. What did I call this character? Postmortem something. I've got the name wrong here. Postmortem Princess.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Now I've lost my place. Postmortem Princess snorted. With what exactly on it? Private stuff. Like what? Things. The human spreadsheet whispered. There are a concerning number of NDAs attached to this location. Omega raised a hand for silence. You will go, Omega said. The Apothecary smells and you are expendable. The Jetski blinked.
Off-putting.
But I'm a billionaire. Exactly, Omega replied.
Absolutely useless.
Once the two had left, Omega turned to the rest and said, This is a win-win. Either we catch Pinnacle, or we get rid of those two drags on our organisation. I mean, we're bad, but sheesh.
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 Heavens to Betsy.
Sheesh shed the ultimate life form. Sheesh.
Walt Browning did not enjoy being looked at. He especially did not enjoy being looked at by people who previously had not registered his existence beyond the vague sense that something was occupying his chair. Now they knew his name. Now they were smiling at him, which felt wrong. The office had gathered around him in a loose semicircle that felt less like appreciation and more like a reenactment of an Aztec ritual sacrifice. Chad was at the front, clapping with the intensity of someone who had mistaken volume for sincerity. There were balloons spelling hero, and someone had hung a sign that said, "Thank you, Pinnacle." "Absolute saviour shit," Chad said, shaking his head in disbelief. "Like textbook." I tripped, Walt replied. "Yeah," Chad said, nodding. "Into greatness." The voice in Walt's head. Oh, sorry, another thing. Walt is having. He's got schizophrenia, so he's having hearing voices in his head. The voice in Walt's head said, "He's going to breed. You have to stop these genes progressing."
We've all thought that.
Please shut up, Walt muttered. Mia approached, and the atmosphere shifted in a way that made Walt immediately aware of his posture, his face, and the fact that he had not done anything with his life to deserve this moment. Not even his vintage collection of Harry and the Hendersons themed Hot Wheels cars.
Hey!
We were just talking about that last night.
Yeah, how every time he's brought up, it really hurts my family.
Oh.
He was like a brother to me.
That was really something, she said. It was, Walt replied, falling due to clumsiness. She smiled, but there was something different in it now, less casual and more evaluative. "You don't need to pretend, Walt. Not with me." "I'm not pretending, Mia. I've never been more sincere about anything. I fell over and saved someone," she said. "By accident." "Still counts?" Walt hesitated. "Should it, though?" He pulled her away from the throng just as Chad was doing a reenactment of Walt's fall. "Look, Mia, I'm not Pinnacle. I'm not a hero." She studied him for a moment, like she was trying to reconcile two versions of reality and had decided quietly that she preferred the more interesting one. She leaned in and whispered into his ear, "You don't have to pretend with me, you know." Walt looked at her dumbfounded. He didn't know if he found it more unnerving that everyone thought he was a superhero, or that his conscience would prevent him using it to his advantage and getting laid. "Kiss her," the voice said. "Well," she said, softer now, "if you ever want to talk about it." "I know where to find you, I guess," Walt said immediately. She laughed, actually laughed, which was, unfortunately, soul-destroying for him. Ephraim was already eating when Walt got to the restaurant table. That part was not new. What was new was the way he looked at Walt, which was with a kind of focused curiosity that suggested he had decided something and was now waiting for confirmation. "So you're Pinnacle then?" Ephraim said, looking up between bites. "I'm not Pinnacle." Walt shook his head at his roommate. Ephraim nodded slowly, like he was humouring a child. "Right, and I'm not eating my fourth meal of the evening." "You're eating your fourth meal of the evening?" "Exactly," Ephraim said. "So why lie about the obvious?" Walt dropped his bag and sat down. "I tripped into a man. I mean, you timed it perfectly, just as a man was due to be assassinated." "I didn't time anything. Gravity timed it." Ephraim leaned back slightly, studying him. "You could have told me, Walt. That's all I'm saying." Walt hushed him. The conversation was becoming quite loud, and the Japanese couple next to them were already whispering and pointing. "There's nothing to tell, Ephraim." The waiter came and took their orders. Walt a club sandwich and fries, and Ephraim 4 more entrees and a sharing sub-platter for 5. Once she was gone, Ephraim sighed. "Apart from the fact that you're living a double life, you mean?" Walt made a face. "Dude, you've known me since college. You know I'm barely managing a single life." Ephraim didn't laugh. "You ever feel like things are about to change and you can't do anything about it?" he asked suddenly. "Careful," the voice in Walt's head said. "All the time," Walt sighed. "It's called anxiety, I think." Ephraim nodded. "Yeah, that tracks, I guess." He lifted a napkin and placed it against Walt's face, covering his eyes and nose, then took it away again. "Look, I'm just saying, if you are hiding something and you are Pinnacle, you probably should get better at... You should probably get better at hiding it than a toddler bulging out of the curtains during hide and seek." Walt stared at him. I'm not hiding anything, I promise, Ephraim. Ephraim shrugged. Cool. But he didn't sound convinced. Walt Browning arrived at work early the next day, which is already enough of a deviation from his usual behaviour that had anyone been tracking his life with even a mild degree of interest, it would have registered as a mental breakdown.
Fucking ass kisser.
Perhaps he's trying to get off earlier.
Does that work in England?
Yeah, it does. It does. The office was quieter than usual, though not in a peaceful way. It was the kind of quiet that came from people pretending to be productive while actually refreshing news feeds and waiting for someone else to say something first. Yesterday's incident had settled into the space like a bad smell no one wanted to acknowledge. Like the realisation that Walt could be Pinnacle was dawning on them finally. Even though he wasn't. He really wasn't even a little bit Pinnacle. The balloons were still there.
This motherfucker's Pinnacle.
He's Pinnacle.
Hero had lost helium, and the H had turned slightly horizontal so that it almost read 0, which felt far closer to the truth.
Wow.
I feel that.
Walt sat down, logged in, and tried to focus on his work, which mostly involved determining how much human suffering could be reclassified as act of God if you were financially motivated and had a heart colder than a polar bear's testicles.
Yep. Isn't everything an act of God, right?
Technically. Like we're all in space.
Yeah.
There were emails.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. There were emails.
Yeah.
So many emails. Subject lines like hero liability query, potential podcast partnership, and one that simply was titled urgent, my pussy needs saving, winky face.
Whoa.
Open that one without thinking.
You could still fake your own death, the voice in his head said. That's not helpful, Walt muttered. You could trip into traffic this time. Stay consistent. I really hate you, Walt said, taking more of his psychotics. You love me. I'm all you've got. He opened a file, stared at it, and immediately noticed something off. A subtle wrongness, like the room had shifted half an inch to the left when it usually dressed to the right. The air felt damp and reeked of old newspapers, and Walt looked up. Near the windows, a cleaner was mopping the floor. That in itself was not unusual. What was unusual was, A, the cleaner was wearing a full wetsuit, and B, the amount of water involved. The floor wasn't being cleaned so much as gently flooded, like the office was preparing for a minor biblical ark event.
So does he just make his own water?
Apparently.
Is that his power? He's basically
Wait,
the Apothecary.
This is a Apothecary.
No, this is Jetski.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but his power seems to be the same as Apothecary.
Oh, yeah.
You send two water guys to the same fight?
Look, man, he had a plan. I don't know what that is.
Okay, we don't know yet.
The cleaner didn't have a bucket and was instead secreting the water.
Ugh.
Walt watched for a few seconds longer than was socially acceptable, but the cleaner noticed and gave him a thumbs up. No one else reacted. Of course they didn't. Walt rubbed his eyes. I'm tired. You're about to die, the voice said. That's not funny. It wasn't a joke, Walt. At the same time, a second presence made itself known in the least subtle way possible. The smell hit first. It wasn't just bad. Bad would have been manageable. Bad had boundaries. It crept into the air with a kind of oily confidence, the scent equivalent of someone using the urinal next to you in an empty toilet and clamping their hand around your shoulder while they blasted piss.
Urinal?
Urinal.
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 What is the substance that comes out of your penis called scientifically when you're pissing?
Look, I didn't invent the language. People started.
You're wrong. You're wrong, is what you're saying.
People started.
Also, I love that the Apothecary survives on a diet of nothing but asparagus. Apparently.
Yeah. Oh. People started reacting in waves. A cough here, a gag there. One woman dry heaved into her handbag, and Walt looked around immediately. Jesus Christ! What died? Nothing yet, Pinnacle, said a voice mildly offended. This is very much alive. Walt turned. By the coffee machine stood a man who looked like he had been assembled out of damp thoughts and poor decisions. He wore a plague doctor's coat and mask, and was surrounded by a yellow cloud of moisture. He held a small glass vial up to the light, swirling its contents.
Vaping piss?
Swirling its contents with the appreciation of a sommelier. The loathsome apothecary, he said with a small bow. I do so apologise for the bouquet. It's a layered profile. Layered with what? Walt croaked. He considered. Breakfast burrito, lack of hydration, prostate medicine.
Jesus.
Vitamins.
The cleaner by the window dropped his mop with a soft slap. The water on the floor shifted, gathering itself, pulling inwards as if responding to a command that had not been spoken out loud. The cleaner reached up and peeled away his janitorial hat to reveal the exact same person, just sans janitor hat. Good morning, said the jet ski, stepping forward as the water coiled around his feet like a pet he loved a little too much. You must be Walt. That's it, I'm leaving, Walt said immediately, standing up. He took one step, but the water surged forward, cutting him off cleanly, forming a low wall that sloshed with menace. Jetski tutted. That's not very heroic, is it? I am not a hero, Walt snapped. Seasonal depression, lactose intolerance and porn addiction are not superpowers.
Why did you give 2 of mine and 1 of Jeff's?
There were a couple of mine in there. Why are you attacking us?
They're not superpowers. Apothecary slammed...
We know, Rich!
Yeah, they're called debuffs, buddy. We fucking live with them.
The apothecary slammed the vial on the floor, then waved his hands around in that way magicians have, that if you do it anywhere else, people would cross the street to avoid you. The liquid inside became a hand that flew towards Walt, who ducked and threw himself into Chad's cubicle next to him. Apothecary uncorked another vial and savoured its scent before dousing it everywhere. The smell was sharper now. It hit the back of the throat like a prison boyfriend.
Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Oh man, I forgot I wrote that.
Dude's a fucking
beautiful.
poet, man.
Yeah, there's your Pulitzer.
People around them started dropping, not dead but overwhelmed by the stench. One guy vomited into a plant as others rushed for the exit screaming. Please stop doing the piss stuff, Walt said, backing away. It's not normal. Apothecary inhaled deeply. It's a living. Now, let's not get caught up in labels, Apothecary said pleasantly. We're simply here to see what you're made of. Go on, Pinnacle, Jetski said. Show us something. There is no thing, Walt said. Unless you mean chronic eczema. Do you want to see that? The voice in his head said, please do something. Like what? Trip again. That's not a strategy, is it? It worked last time. Apothecary gestured and suddenly Walt felt a tug in his bladder. He felt like he was being pulled to them and almost tried to fight it before realising and visualising that the alternative was having his pee dragged through his wiener and walked quickly to them.
Dragged through his wiener. Wow.
You can't
He's
fight
his prostate exam. That's how it's coming out, man.
To drink some fucking water, dude.
You can't fight us. I am the Duke of Discharge, the Earl of Excreta, the Pope of PP, the Wizard of One.
The Wizard of One.
The Jetski cleared his throat and the apothecary sighed. What? What is so important that you cut my monologuing, Jeffrey? Jetski shuffled his feet.
Fuck.
I feel like you could have said something nice about me too. Apothecary shrugged. You're a human trafficker and rapier-witted jet ski franchise owner. Yes, that is true.
Why did you name the jet skis from fucking Epstein Island guy after me?
No,
I'm not.
New York financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
What did he do? Set up, punchline.
Oh my god, we're on a roll today.
Yes, that's true, but I need a lift up occasionally too. Apothecary shook his head and looked down. Walt was gone. Oh, well, that's just fucking dandy, isn't it? The little bastard has vanished. Jetski used his somehow obtained vague water powers to smash the cubicles aside. One by one they were tossed, and Walt ducked down into the last one by the photocopier. He didn't know what to do. Do you have your water wings? The voice asked. Before Walt could respond, the Walt had lunged and pulled the very cubicle away from Walt. He flinched and tucked himself into a ball as the water came rushing at him. And then something moved between them. Fast enough that Walt didn't see it arrive, only that it was suddenly there. A black suit, tight, functional, no wasted movement. A mask with a rebreather that hissed softly, like it was too bored of all this. Oh, good, Walt said. A third option.
Piss Vader.
The figure didn't acknowledge him, it simply stepped forward. The apothecary reacted instantly, sending a ball of vapour bouncing towards them, the office floor sloshing as it drew up all the collected moisture where people had collectively peed pants in fear, answering his call. The figure didn't dodge.
He just gets more powerful.
More powerful.
Yeah.
The figure didn't dodge, just reached into its belt, pulled something small from it and flicked it forward. It wasn't a weapon. 2 spears of green hit the expanding cloud of Apothecary's latest concoction mid-air and forced it back to its master. There was a moment, a perfect fragile second, where Walt wondered if this was all just an elaborate prank. Apothecary froze. His expression shifted from smug satisfaction to dawning horror as the chemical reaction unfolded in real time. "Oh no," he whispered. Oh no, that's not." The smell hit him first, harder than anyone else, personal and poisonous. He gagged, knees buckling slightly before he fell to the floor. "What did you do?" he croaked. "Asparagus." The masked figure tilted its head slightly.
Yeah! I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Like a chef evaluating the seasoning on a good meal.
Wait, what do you guys call asparagus?
Asparagus.
What do you call cucumbers?
Cucumber.
Oh, what's the thing you call
education.
dump?
Oh, we call
Eggplant.
zucchini.
That's it.
Zucchini is courgette and eggplant is aubergine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, go on.
Apothecary tried to recover, lifting another vial, but his hands were shaking now, his own power turning against him in a way that felt deeply unfair. Before he could get up, the stranger pulled a gun from its belt and capped Apothecary twice in the face.
Jesus!
Holy fuck.
Time to take a leak, eh? Walt said. The stranger shook its head. Idiot. Jetski, momentarily distracted, lost control of the water's shape and looked shocked. Up, the figure said, grabbing Walt by the collar and hauling him towards the emergency stairwell. I was not consulted, Walt started, but was already moving. They burst through the door and onto the stairs. Behind them, Jetski recovered fast. The water surged again, this time flowing upwards, chasing them through the stairwell. How's it following us vertically? Walt yelled. That's not how water works. They hit the roof access and burst through into the open air in a half-second of relief. Then Jetski...
Walt's kind of a moron, huh?
Yeah. Then Jetski rose from the outside of the building, water coiling up beneath him. End of the line, he said, spreading his arms. The water rose behind, forming a looming wall that reflected the city skyline in a way that would have been beautiful if it wasn't about to drown them. Walt raised a hand. Before we do this, listen, I'd just like to reiterate one final time that I am not Pinnacle. No one believes that, Jetski says. I do, the masked figure stepped forward again. Jetski smiled. Then let's see what you've got. The water surged forward. The figure moved sideways, not away, but drawing Jetski's focus, pulling him closer to the edge of the roof. Walt watched, pressing back against a vent, trying very hard not to be involved, until he recognised the man. Is that fucking Jeffrey Epstein? He said, incredulous.
New York financier, Jeffrey Epstein.
The accusation distracted Jetski and his focus split. The figure kicked something across the roof. A loose cable snagged on Jetski's ankle just as he surfed forward to push the attack. He stumbled, just slightly but enough. The figure capitalised instantly, driving forward and using Jetski's own imbalance to pivot him and send him sliding across the wet surface, straight off the edge of the roof. Jetski screamed as he fell 50 stories straight to hell. Get the police to fake your death and replace you with a corpse and fool the world because you have evidence on Trump. Your way out of that one, you rapist, pedophile, kidnapping bitch. Walk left. Walk.
Yeah!
He had so much time to say that.
It's 50 floors.
True.
It's pretty quick, though.
Walt yelled off the roof. Silence. Walt blinked. Wait. Did you just win with a trip? The masked figure looked at him for a long pause, then... Yes. Walt stared. Well, that's just fucking perfect. Makes me look great, doesn't it? Below them, sirens began to build and the figure turned. Come with me. Yeah, all right, Splinter Cell. Let me get right on that. You're not safe here. I'm not safe anywhere anymore, Walt replied. You, the molester and the pissard of Oz, saw to that.
Pissard of Oz.
They're not going to stop, Walt. Walt hesitated. The voice in his head said, he's right. Walt said, fine, he said, but if this turns out to be some way to get me in the Jehovah's Witnesses or something, I'm leaving straight away. The figure didn't respond, just moved, and Walt followed, because of course he did. Omega stood in darkness because light implied visibility, and visibility implied vulnerability, and Omega had not spent the last decade becoming what he was, just to be perceived like a pussy.
Damn.
What a guy.
A blur appeared.
I hate being fucking perceived like some kind of pussy.
A blur appeared at the edge of the room, then stopped, perfectly still. Report, Omega said. Is it as Jazz Hands reported? The figure stepped forward, young and controlled, fast in a way that suggested stillness was uncomfortable. Ephraim took his mask off. No, Master, he lied.
What?
It's not him. To be continued.
What?
No wonder he eats so fucking much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God damn it, that was a clue.
Warning, every one of these prompts are going to be some form of hero or villain in the story.
I love it. I fucking love it.
Look, I don't want to say that I loved Jetski because of that implication, but he was a character that you made.
He was a character that I've made,
You are
and he's dead
responsible for him and what he's done, though, because you created the character.
All of the things.
I like to think that in my universe that I've created, he's somehow less villainous than the actual one, but only mildly.
I mean, chances are, yeah.
Probably.
I mean,
He can't be much worse.
Yeah, it gets pretty bad, right?
I guess my question is, if you're Omega and you're running the League of Extraordinary DMV or whatever, and you're adding people to your team, why? You add a dude who controls water. Why do you add a dude who controls piss?
he might have been there. He might have been there as a sort of
grandfathered in.
Yeah, maybe it was
Nepotism hire?
Yeah, nepotism hire.
It's fucking Andross's nephew, Andrew.
Yep.
Absolutely.
In the early days, you gotta take who you can get, right? So who knows?
Perhaps his Piscromancer's dad, the Apothecaries' dad, Piscromancer, I just called him.
Piscromancer's
Same thing.
pretty good.
Same thing.
That's really good. That's what he is when he's dead. He's the Piscromancer.
Oh, he's gonna come back.
Yeah, he's gonna be that. Yeah.
When we get the urine prompts.
Urine.
Urine, you mean?
Yep. So maybe his dad was like pyromancer or something, and he's just got the worst end of the stick. But he's showing up each day. Well, he's not anymore. He's dead. He got shot twice in the face.
You know that's weirdly thematically appropriate. That if his father was a pyromancer, that he ends up a piscromancer because of a legend, like a old wives' tale in the U.S.
If you play with fire, you're gonna piss your bed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what happened. That's law now.
That's what adults tell kids to keep them from fucking around with fires and shit.
Right.
Ah.
So, yeah.
There you go.
That's not true. I piss the bed and I don't play with fire, so it's science doesn't back it up.
It's true in this world. That's exactly what happened.
Damn.
So now that we know the all-important origin of the loathsome piss drinker, I'm glad that we made it here.
Thank God, because he's dead.
It was
Thank God he's dead.
It was quite front-loaded with jokes about stupid supervillains, but, you know, whatever.
I loved
It
it.
reminded me a lot of Venture Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
They're so
yeah.
good at that shit, right? Like Girl Hitler and like
The Diddler.
fucking the Diddler.
It was
And,
really
Henry Kissinger.
Henry Kissinger. Yeah.
Yeah, Henry Killinger, really good. This story was fucking sick. It is, of course, right up my alley.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
I knew Jeff was gonna love it. He was losing his shit.
I really was. You're gonna have to like really lower my audio during this.
Nah, we're good.
The first part is good as well if you want to go back and listen to it. There's lots of mime
I do.
jokes.
I am gonna go back and listen to it.
But yeah, that's it. Two parts down, I guess, of this story. It's not going to be an every week story. It will be the ongoing thread of the season, but I'll do what I can.
You're doing like a Jeff Pennington style, where you just interrupt it with one shots.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing this Jeff Pennington style.
Which is like doggy style, but you're eating a sandwich.
It's like that fucking video of the making porn and the guy just feeds the guy a donut. Did you ever see that?
No.
I'm gonna have to try and find it.
Josh is the king of finding gifs from pornos that don't have any actual nudity.
Good. It's so good. And the chick is like, what the fuck? Because the guy's like eating a donut.
You got to keep your blood sugar up, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Keep your energy up.
It's Jeff Pennington style. You're eating a sandwich.
Yep.
It's a Cubano.
Open it up, sort out all the ingredients and spread them out right again. Close the sandwich.
That.
I'm like building the
it.
sandwich on her back is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Dagwood over
It's
here.
called it's called Subway server style, I believe. The original.
Oh, man. Right. Okay. 2 parts done, 1 part still to go. Come back for a Josh special, which is not just a hand job behind a Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. What is this, a date?
More like pizza butt, am I right?
Yeah.
For the final part, we've had 1 piece of Darrenos bread and then a filling, and then we've got another piece of Darrenos bread. It's a
Yeah,
sandwich.
this one's rye or something. I don't know.
Would you have?
What's
Would you
good
have
bread?
I don't know if I would eat
sourdough
bread. I don't know if I would eat
Sourdough's the
bread
best.
from Theranos, to be real with you.
It comes from yeast, so
It comes from cum.
what has yeast in it? My story this week is called 6 Days, 7 Nights, but it's spelled like night, like a night.
Oh, wait a minute. That fucking video you sent is still playing.
Oh, blast that on high. Yeah, put that on.
There we go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, please turn your pornography off when we're recording the podcast,
Yeah, please,
Rich.
Rich. How many times do we have to tell you stop sending us pornography?
I never turn my pornography off. My pornography is my stories because they're so damn sexy.
Oh my God, he's gonna win the Pulitzer. This is how you do it.
This is still a good podcast, isn't it? Write in and tell us.
I think so. This is still a podcast, right? A whirling purple and blue portal rippled into existence with the thrum and a crack. From this swirling maw, outstretched a white staff glowing with a power attached to a feminine hand. Flowing white robes and white beard followed. Behind Ugla, Sid jumped through the portal, his attention at maximum attentiveness to his surroundings. How do you want to do this? Sid said, surveying the scene. We should split up. That's the best plan of attack, Ugla said back. In front of them was the target. Behind the concierge counter of the Grand Kumquat Hotel stood a 7-foot-tall female orc dressed in a hula skirt and 4 coconuts covering her massive titties. Welcome to the Grand Kumquat Hotel, she said, beckoning them over to the counter. Please sign in here if you have reservations. Let's do this, Sid said, taking charge and stepping up to the counter. I'll go back through the portal and grab our luggage, Ugla said, turning back and zooping back through the same portal that they just walked through. Good. I'm not used to portaling anymore. Kind of makes me motion sick, Sid said like he was an old-ass man. Oh, it's been a while for you, hasn't it, dear? Ugla mocked. Well, maybe later I'll let you into a portal that'll be much, much nicer, she said with a wink. Damn, woman, all right, Sid said, raising an eyebrow. This was their first vacation the two had ever taken together, and after such a long time of not seeing each other, Sid was also not used to the wizardly double entendres, but he figured he could get used to it. Do you have a reservation with us, mister? The orc concierge asked. Sid the rogue and Ugla the wizard might be under Winnie Wizenstein, or maybe Sid the coolest dude ever, spelled with a cool S. The orc concierge typed something into her all-C-ball interface, and a big red X appeared. Oh, I see, she said. Seems like you've been booked for our super-duper special couples retreat experience and sex vacation package, complete with deluxe cleaning services. Sid said stupidly. I don't think we paid for that, he said nervously. Ugla had Sid's return and magically set down her luggage behind Sid. It seems that a Miss Axewound, that's an unfortunate name, had booked this for you some months ago, the orc concierge said. Uh-oh. Well, when did she have time to book us a vacation package? Did she do it right before we saved Theranos? Like, what the fuck?
How did she know you were going to this place already?
Guys, that's what I'm saying.
Thank you, Ugla.
Says here she had her assistant make a reservation. A drowned corpse of a rat named Squid or Skidmark or something, the orc continued typing in her interface.
It says that in the computer.
Yep. Well then, sounds good to me, Sid said as we looked at Ugla. Ugla said suspiciously. Here are your keys, the orc, passing a magical orb into each Sid and Ugla's all-sea balls. Cleaning services can be called at any time. Just hang up the sign if you don't want to be disturbed. She handed Sid a door handle sign that said, "Keep out, we fucking."
Poetic.
We also hire the nasally challenged for this package on the account of the rooms begin to smell like hot dog water and that liquid you find near trash cans at the carnival after a couple of days.
Holy shit.
The orc smiled. Again, welcome to the Grand Kumquat Hotel on the Howling Isles, she said. Then suddenly, lightning and thunder struck, followed by a wolf howl in the background. Huh, Sid said, turning and grabbing his luggage. Inside their luxury suite, Ugla and Sid plopped down on the couch and let out a sigh. Traveling, am I right? Sid said, tiredly rubbing his eyes. You didn't even do anything. You literally walked 10 feet from one place to another, Ugla said, teasing him. Socks and Sandals were both in cat form, cuddling up on each other on the hassock, asleep. The hassock is an ottoman.
Mm-hmm. Another thing you talked about the other night.
Yeah, I learned that from you and your girlfriend.
Yeah, I never knew that. I don't know what kind of fancy-ass word that is. Whatever. I would have liked to have known her better, Sid said out of nowhere. Who? The 4-tinted orc at the front desk? Ugla chided. What? No, Sid laughed. Axe wound. She didn't have to go to all this trouble, you know. I wouldn't be so quick to think this is some kind of axe wound, that this isn't some kind of axe wound prank or like some evil resort at the very least, or some kind of nudist colony where swingers fornicate out in the open as a means of greeting each other, Ugla said. Well, then I really need to thank her, Sid said, laughing. The two sat in almost uncomfortable silence for a bit. It had been so long since they had seen one another. Usually, that never mattered before. They could go days or weeks without seeing each other and pick up right back where they had left off like nothing had changed. But this time, be it the exhaustion they both felt after saving the world, or just the sheer amount of time between last seeing each other, the silence felt like it needed to be filled. So, you think that orc had 4 tits, and not just 2 regular tits, but she needed 4 coconuts to cover them? Sid asked. What? Ugla said, opening her eyes and shot a look at Sid. Well, when we go back down, you can ask her, she smiled. The world may never know, Sid said. Back down in the foyer, Sid and Ugla made their way to a massage room where they were scheduled a couples massage. Why people think this is intimate and fun, I will never know. Yeah, let me get my muscles torn up by some Helga-ass brute while my girlfriend is over there judging how much I'm wincing in pain because the sheer amount of anxiety running through my veins is the only thing that makes me be able to stand up straight. Super romantic. Yeah, be sure to get my neck too. You just crack that thing. Why don't you just spin it around on my skull, on my spine around? While you're at it, just spin my skull around on my spinal column and put me out of my fucking misery. Fucking get real. I'm going to the bar.
Get real.
Get real. I've had a couples massage. It was awful.
Oh my god! And then when the Helga lady flips you over and choke slams your fucking dick with a hand job in front of your wife.
Yeah, and you're like, yo, like, use 2 hands, bitch, right?
It was a guy.
Yeah.
It was a guy who massaged me. So, but the table had like a butcher's meat hook hanging off the bottom of it. When I looked down. What? And the guy was wearing socks and sandals.
I feel like the meat hook is like a little more worrisome than the socks and sandals.
It was in Budapest at a spa. It was really weird. Really weird. I hated every moment of it. Yep.
Are you a spy? Are you an international spy?
This guy's always going fucking places. France? Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, fucking England? Like, what, do you live there or something? Oh, it's you two again, the Orc-Cierge said. Already soiled the room so badly you had it out, huh? She asked. Sid said awkwardly. No, just headed to a massage, I guess. Be sure to check out our bone skis, the orc said enthusiastically. We here at the Grand Kumquat have top-of-the-line bone skis made from bones of the finest magical animals from all around Daranos, naturally sourced, mind you. Suddenly, from outside, 2 burly orcs carried a Daranosian dolphin as it screamed for help. Help! Someone! They're gonna turn me into bones, and then turn my bones into some sort of recreational watercraft! It yelled in English. Please call someone! This place is hell! Someone needs a massage themselves, the orc said, smiling and quickly closing the door, muffling the screams of the dolphin. Huh, said, squinting his eyes suspiciously.
He'll get it eventually. Don't worry, audience.
The massage went rather well. Ugla and Sid both lay on their stomachs as four-armed ogres rubbed their muscles like your mama rubbed my muscle last night until I sweated out white sweat from my muscle hole.
We got there. We got to the...
It was a hard one. It was a hard one to decipher. But I think we all got there together. It's really good.
That one was maybe a little cryptic.
It was
Does he
like
mean
a
his
crossword.
dick?
No, it can't possibly be that.
No, that you can't say that.
It's a Christian podcast.
Yeah, children listen to this.
Oh,
Children
heaven.
get abducted to this. This actually wasn't so bad, Sid admitted, his voice muffled by that weird whole head thing that those tables have that make you sound like you have headgear on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I needed this so badly, Ugla admitted. Her beard hung over the weird head hole thing and bellowed as she sighed a heavy sigh of relief. I know you don't usually go in for this type of thing, but I think you needed this too. You seem pretty tense, she said, trying to turn and look at Sid. I mean... yeah, you're right about both. It's just, I don't know. I'm always waiting for the next pantaloon to drop, you know? He said, quite honestly. And I don't know. I don't think I can lose you again, he said solemnly. Sid, she said awkwardly, trying to reach over to him, but not finding his hand or arm. One of the ogres slapped her arm away and grunted something like, "No touching," which was weird. Since this is a massage room, and that's pretty much all that ever happens in here.
That is true.
Yeah. Hey, she said, trying to lift her head, but having it immediately shoved back down into the head hole thing. Ouch, Sid says as he shot up. What the hell was that? Acupuncture, the ogre managed to grunt out. Sid saw behind him on his bare ass the ogre putting a needle into his butt. But this wasn't an acupuncture needle. This was a medical needle. And he slowly felt the pinch of blood being drawn. Hey, what the hell, man? He yelled. The ogre simply shoved his head back into the head hole and began to massage his back. We need blood sample, ogre said grumbled. We make alchemy potion to increase comfort of stay and make vacation more soothing.
I don't like that.
Sid said as he squinted his eyes. Back in the room, Ugla drew the curtains closed. The double Daranosian moons hung overhead and lit up the resort beautifully. Sid sat nervously on the edge of the bed, flicking through the all-see channels. Ugla slipped into the bathroom when the door was open. Ugla slipped into the bathroom, and when the door opened, she stood there in her warrior lingerie that she got like 5 episodes ago, or whenever that was.
I remember that.
You know the ones. You all probably creamed to it. I know I didn't. I would never jerk off the fantasy ladies or think about their boobs or vaginas like that. No, sir.
You know what? I believe it.
Oh, okay, Sid said excitedly.
Oh my God.
Ugla sauntered over to him and sat on his lap. She moved in for a kiss, but he nervously moved away. Ugla said, embarrassed. Are you okay, Sid? She finally asked. I don't know, Uggs, he said, disappointed in himself. You get the feeling that something is going on here? Well, I should hope so. We've been together for a long time, and I'd like to think we have something going on, Ugla said, pulling away, embarrassed. No, he interrupted and grabbed her hand.
That was a bad place to hesitate. Grabbed her hand.
I scrolled down and I lost my place. No, he interrupted and grabbed her, definitely not hand and not titty. I mean with the resort. This place is pretty fucking weird. Look, she said, placing a hand on his tusked cheek. It's been a long time, and it's been even longer since we've been this alone without the world exploding or demons and holes in the universe opening up with robots from hell coming out of them. Maybe we need to remember how to relax again. Sid slowly nodded and looked down almost ashamed. Maybe I'm just worried this is too good to be true, he admitted, looking into her eyes. And what's going on back in Grawl? I hope everyone's okay. Oh, Ugla said, sliding off his lap. Demi's probably unleashing some kind of horror in the city. And the city is probably undergoing some sort of catastrophe involving whatever the prompts were for the last couple episodes.
Seamless.
What? Sid asked. What? She replied. Suddenly, just as they began to look at each other like a man and woman do when they're about to bury the meat axe in the oyster ditch, the power to the entire hotel went out.
I don't like
You were
that.
saying? Sid asked sarcastically.
Boy, we rushed past that one, huh?
I had a very bad taste in my mouth for a bit there.
Was it oyster flavored?
Kind of. It was kind of like the Apothecary had come back.
Is it New England man chowder?
Straight from the urinal.
Oh!
All right, well, that's more disgusting than what he said.
Both heroes ran down to the front desk with socks and sandals in their weapon forms. It was not easy to get them up from their slumber, as everyone knows who has tried to get their cat, who is also a sword, to turn back into a sword when they're asleep. I think we've all been there.
Relatable content.
What the hell is going on here? Said S, scanning the area. The Orcierge was missing, as well as any living sill who normally would be crowding the outside pool/bar area. It was a ghost town. Fucking axe wound, man. Ugla said. I wrote axe said. Ugla said, cursing her friend under her breath. Help! Help me! Shouted a young girl's voice from the area of the docks. Sid and Ugla both shot each other a look and sprinted toward the sound of the screams. By the time they got there, the two massage orcs had absconded with a young comely woman on the back of a bone ski and were trucking it across the bay. Without thinking, the two heroes jumped onto their own bone skis. Ugla got onto a bone ski. Ugla got onto a bone ski whose bony frame looked eerily like the dolphin from earlier. Its front end looked like a regular jet ski, but the motor part was like a bony whale tail. It flapped hard under the water as she cranked the throttle and took off. Sid leapt onto a squid bone ski, and its 8 tentacles spun under the water as the mana engine revved. This one still had its face, though, and said, "Hold on, it's gonna be a bumpy ride," just like the Johnny Cab from Total Recall. I know what you're thinking, but narrator, squids don't have bones. They're cephalopods. Yeah, well, your mama's a fucking cephalopod, and she certainly had more than 206 bones in her last night from my vantage point. It was gonna be, I was gonna make it 207, but I saw the boys, and I'm not trying to be like the deep.
Your mum's a cephalopod.
Fucking God.
Sid yelled as he shot forward on the water at a pretty cool speed.
Pretty cool.
I feel like that's like the best way to describe a jet ski. It's like, this is a pretty cool speed. He soon caught up to Ugla, and they exchanged glances as if to say, "Hell yeah, this is fun as fuck." Soon they arrived at the secluded island. The ogres had already ditched their bone skis and were nowhere to be seen. Up ahead on the small island was a single building. "Oh, I don't like where this is going or what it's referencing at all," Ugla said. Sid pulled up next to her and unsheathed socks. Let's fucking fuck some fucking fucks up," he said, all cool. Ugla used an arcane explosion to burst through the door. As the smoke cleared, they saw a wretched abomination sitting silently and alone. It was skeletal in nature. It still had most of its flesh. Its smile was like the mouth of Sauron, and its eyes were shown shut like that Jesus from that Alice in Chains video.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That scared the shit out of me when I was a
Scared
kid.
me too, goddamn.
It smiled wickedly as he entered. "Where is she?" Sid shouted. "Ah, if it isn't the VIP couple of the hour," it said, smiling. "Please let me welcome you to my laboratory." It snapped its fingers and began to lose its voice. And all around, alchemical lights burst on with a sickly red glow. In every corner of the room were mutated abominations that made Jabba's palace look like Buckingham Palace. Each inbred mutated curse of nature more freakish than the last.
They're German, that doesn't bother me.
Oh, God. This is evocative language, by the way. Really nice.
What in the island of Dr. Moreau bullshit is this? Ugla shouted, holding her staff out. I see you are enjoying my works, the thing said. I am indeed a doctor. Dr. Mort Malady at your service, he said with a bow.
That's a good name.
Bit on the nose, don't you think? Said ass flashing socks. Only if you're a fucking nerd who can't have fun with naming conventions and everything has to be some kind of original, amazing thing that you've never heard or seen before, it said, looking at the camera.
I agree.
You.
Now let the party begin, the doc said as each abomination grumbled to life and lurched toward Ugla and Sid. You ready, Sid asked. Ugla nodded. Sid slashed one mutant, bisecting him from crotch to forehead. The slurp that fell out of its meat sack splashed onto the ground like the shining elevator scene. Ugla jabbed another in its gut with her staff and then channeled energy backwards through it, electrifying the monster, freezing it in place. Sid backflipped over Ugla and reverse hand sliced its head off with one chop. As he landed, Ugla teleported a mere 4 feet in front of Sid and lifted up another monster with telekinetic power. She grunted as the weight of the thing was hard to manage, but with a single blast from her staff, pure blue laser shot from the gem and bisected the beast in half. Its legs hit the ground and wandered around aimlessly as its top half tried to call the legs back over to him. Sid threw a dagger at another abomination as Ugla opened a portal. He leapt through and instantly was on the chest of the beast. He pulled the dagger free as viscera and blood shot from its eye, covering Sid and God knows what. Ah, fucking hell, goddammit, he yelled as he stabbed and stabbed and stabbed the thing until it fell down lifelessly. Finally, Dr. Mort Malady was all that was left. He sat on his dentist chair throne and slow clapped. Good, very good, he said, not breaking the smile. You're fucked now, Smilex, Sid said. Oh, you think? He replied. The slurping sound of meat on the floor began to fill the room as each abomination began to congeal and reform itself into the same hideous monstrosity the heroes had just vanished. The monster guy, who was cut in half, finally found his bottom half and adjusted his waist and legs like he was putting on a new pair of pants. Ka-chunk! And then the lights turned back on. The Urxiage emerged from nowhere and began to read from a cue card. We thank you for choosing the Super Duper Special Couples Retreat Experience and Sex Vacation Package, complete with deluxe cleaning services at the Grand Kumquat Hotel. We hope this experience brings you closer together as a couple and as adventurers. Be sure to rate us on Welp. And now you may take part in our after party and banquet, she said with a smile. What the actual fuck, Sid said, breathing hard. And please, welcome DJ Malady to the stage, she said.
What the hell?
Pointing to a DJ booth where Dr. Mort Malady was now wearing headphones and adjusting turntable knobs. This one goes out to a very special couple who saved Darados. You earned it, guys. Let's party, he said as strobe lights and lasers began to flash around. Every guest from the hotel seemed to enter the room as the monstrous abominations were now wearing tuxedos and serving alcohol and hors d'oeuvres. Fucking axe wound, Ugla said, putting sandals back into her pocket dimension. Kiss from a Rose began to play, and everyone began to slow dance. Sid grabbed Ugla by the waist and just laughed. This is by far the dumbest shit I have ever been a part of, he said. Then he kissed her hard. And I'm talking like teeth on tusk.
Ooh.
They smooched so hard and long all night long. And when they went back to their room, they banged so much that they were officially made organ donors on their driver's licenses. The end.
What?
Perfect.
There's definitely some organ doning happening in there, if you know what I'm talking about.
That's what I mean. You get
Yeah.
if you bone deep enough, it just changes, man.
It just magically changes on the license.
It's like Back to the Future. It just like changes.
That was a beautiful reunion of a relationship,
It was
actually.
good.
I mean,
Yeah, it was
amidst
great.
the rest of the fucking buffoonery that was happening. It was beautiful.
I mean, yeah. Like, wouldn't you pay for that? That sounds like fun.
it does. It sounds fun as hell. You get to have a
get to,
little
like-
mini adventure, and then you get
Yeah.
to dance to Kiss from a Rose and Bone.
And fuck. Yeah.
Bone
That's what
and
vacations are all about.
bone and
You can bone
They're
and fuck.
different. They're different, Rich.
Okay.
Do you want me to show you the difference?
No, not really.
He's got some gifts that would explain it. I
Is
think.
it if they've got
One of them
donut?
loves donuts. Yeah.
I don't want to see it again.
I got plenty of donut gifts to send you.
Okay.
That was really sick, dude. I love that story.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
I wanted to like have him come back, and I didn't want to be like, I don't know.
It was.
I was
it
like,
was
what
like
if it was just
a realistic, necessary like reconnection
Yeah.
of the two characters
Yeah.
that I really like.
yeah. They couldn't just like be normal.
No.
I think maybe they're not. Maybe they're not normal. Who knows? Right?
I really love like. I've always been a fan of Darren stories. I listened to fantasy fiction back in the day, at least half of it. And but the thing that I think Story Lords Darren has over it in spades is that there's so much like heart and characterization
Yeah.
and like character growth and change, and like I really fucking appreciate that. And it's still
that's-
hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I heard the one earlier. It might have been better. It might have been a better one.
I don't know about all that, but
There was one that we heard today that had Jeffrey Epstein, the New York financier, in it. I don't know about that one.
I'm not sure we should put that in the episode.
I'm not sure, really.
Usually Rich is like, it's fine, whatever, who cares?
During the break, he was like, I wasn't certain about actually making it Jeffrey Epstein, but I went
Well,
ahead and did it anyway.
I think he kind of like skirted around it. You don't call him that, Rich.
I did.
Just call him Jeff.
He did.
No. I'm trying to help you out here.
No, don't bother. He dies. He dies. And he's
does.
dead.
Fine.
He's deliberately dead now. He didn't like fake his own death
He didn't
and get
fake his
death,
get a new life somewhere. So,
Yeah.
he's dead. He needed to die. Better than this world, some might say.
I would say anything we create is better
No,
than
it
this
doesn't
world.
take
I would
much.
say.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
A very low bar.
Yeah. Where people get assassinated for real rather than faked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
But they don't fake it every time every time someone's approval points dip
Yeah.
below a certain point.
Oh yeah, we're doing this old chestnut again. That's exactly what I thought. I was like,
Exactly.
Yep, here we go.
That wouldn't have happened if he had his own private ballroom.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's interesting that the quote-unquote assassin wasn't even on the same floor. Did he have, like, the fucking gun from Deep Space Nine that the Vulcan had?
He had a shotgun, which like you don't
It's the worst assassination weapon
bring in
ever.
a shotgun. Yeah, what are you fucking like? This isn't Kill Bill. What are you doing?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Right, well. I'm sure we can't get sued any more than we're going to get sued this
No,
podcast.
we're fine.
So let's close the cover of our legal documents
Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
on this week's
the piss
stories. Right, the prompt generator that certainly wasn't done in advance.
You don't have to tell him that.
I can't lie, I'm terrible at it.
It's not a lie.
You are bad at it.
The first one is...
We already know. We already know. I'm already writing it down.
First one is... So, this is an interesting one because... So, both of these prompts, that are including the second one, which I haven't done yet, are from Travis Riley this week.
He definitely hasn't done the second one yet.
Well, Travis finally got a double. He
Got
hit a
double
Got his
dip.
own
Goddamn.
episode. Trench
That's rare.
coats. And he got Apothecaries as well.
Oh my god.
What the fuck,
Three.
Travis Riley?
The fortune of the gods is smiling on you, so go and put a
Jesus.
lottery ticket on or something.
Hat trick.
Trench coats. And unexpected guests. Good luck with that fucking episode art, Jeff.
Yeah.
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 I know what he's gonna do.
He's going to do Frankenstein PI.
It's gonna be Kramering into.
I mean, I need to go ahead and set everybody up so you're not disappointed. I am not writing a Frankenstein PI story for this. He is dead.
But are you gonna draw him as Kramer? That's the real question.
With the fucking high frizzy hair and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey, what's going on, Jerry?
Right. So there you go. Trench coats and unexpected guests. Right.
I do have the announcement that I'm starting a pure mystery story next episode, like no horror. So get ready for that shit.
I don't want to feel stupid.
Too late.
Aww. Holy shit.
If you want to support the show, then you need to head over to patreon.com/storylords and you can get the following. For our $5 pen pals tier, you get one Afterlords sidecast month where it's a 30 minute chat where we record right after the show. We just talk about any random shit. Written stories from the episodes, you can suggest episode prompts, you get exclusive Discord access, and behind-the-scenes content like art and sneaks and updates. For Henderson, which is the $10 tier, you get an extra sidecast per month, which can be an extra Afterlords, a redesign by committee, where we take an existing IP and make it better.
And we really need to do another one of those.
Yeah, we haven't done one of those for ages.
We've designed everything perfectly, so
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
We could redesign a presidential assassination. Maybe they'll get that fucking right for a change.
Oh yeah, no, I would definitely like to talk about that, but we probably can't record.
No. Or in
I would say AOL keyword AIM, I believe would help if you want to do some internet research.
In layman's terms, which is a show where one of us fully nerds up and presents a case for something we're into, or Cunt Rushmore, which is where we pick the 4 best of one thing in a sort of collegiate and not any way aggressive way. And you get all
not even passive aggressive.
Not even
at all.
passive aggressive.
It's absolutely not, and it's not sprung on us 5 minutes before we have to put it together.
We said not passively aggressive.
And the rules don't change every time we play it. That would be crazy.
Look, let's see if the audience agree that the rules change at any point. For masterpieces, you get quarterly hangout.
What happened to no passive aggressive? You just got passive aggressive as fuck.
You were all passive aggressive.
That's just
that's just me.
Josh and I were very on the level.
Oh, gaslighty as well, is it? So we get a quarterly hangout. Look what?
Gaslight girl keep gate boss.
Every 3 months, you get the chance to participate in something we do. This could be a workshop, Q&A, game hangout. Either way, you get to join us and chat and have fun. And then you get your name read out at the end of the episode by Reese's. And then for the Timmy Blackcrest Memorial tier, you get a permanent original Discord role upgrade, a small piece of art as used for your Discord profile pic. Please let me know if anyone is waiting on one of those. And then for the Lord tiers, you get a free print-on-demand merch item. But it is up to you to tell us if we've gone over the time limit on that. Because I don't count when you became a Lord of Lords, all right? So
now that my bunghole is clear, I'm ready to read some names.
All right, go Reese's.
Wait. No. Before we get into that, I do have something to shill everybody. I got something I need to whore.
Oh, shill me, daddy.
I've been talking about it for fucking ever, and I finally put my pen where my fucking mouth is instead of up my ass, and I made a webcomic. It has launched. It is a fully original, full color, all ages webcomic. And I'm looking up the blurb I wrote for it right now, so I can actually do this correctly. It is it's a full-color, ongoing, all-ages adventure comedy comic that's equal parts 90s caveman video games, Donkey Kong Country, OG Dragon Ball, and Alien Invasion flick. It's got heroes, dinosaurs, aliens, robots, cavemen, and more, and it updates every Wednesday.
Everything that ever lived with each other in history exists.
There better be a shark in there.
There will be eventually. Don't worry.
I'm sure there will be.
It is actually named after one. It's called Hammerhead because of the main character, the main caveman guy, is named Hammerhead. He's a jolly, dim-witted Neanderthal guardian of the Dar tribe and the strongest man in all of Archaea, a land that time forgot. But his limitless strength will be put to the ultimate test when the Nulls, alien space pirates determined to steal everything that makes his world full of wonder, invade in force. Can our heroes and his friends Sticks and Stones stand a chance against high-tech alien invaders from the stars? So follow...
One of them's a pterodactyl that's sassy.
It's a sassy pterodactyl named Tops, but it's spelled P-T-O-P-S.
That's cool.
Get it? Anyway...
Get it?
You can follow the webcomic at hammerhead.webcomic.ws or jeffpennington.art/hammerhead. And you can subscribe, you can add it to your RSS feed, and please become a reader. By the time this episode comes out, there will be the cover and the first page will be posted. So head over there. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody who reads this very, very much.
Check it out. Check it out.
I'm shill over.
Now we can shill our other crap.
Reese's, would you like to take away the reading of the names, please? Insert Reese's piece here.
All right, I'll do it, you son of a bitch. Hey, welcome to another Wizard Tips with me, Reese's the Wise. Oh, look, just in time for summer, we have a good wizard tip here. If you find yellow snow, don't eat it, 'cause it's pee-pee. But if you find green snow, definitely eat it, because that's lime-flavored pee-pee. Okay, I'm going to read the names as per the British one. The Lord of Lords, Squid Ludwig is here. Yes, everyone clap. Concubine of Lord Stephen. Oh, yeah. Josh Henderson, number 69. Excuse me, I'm dying. Then we have Hooch, Werewolf Bar Mitzvah, Golden Ream, the Brothers Anderson, which consist of John Anderson, and I believe his other one is Bong Anderson, I believe. Anthony Stoker, Chris Bauso, Raina Kemp, Pez King, the King of Pez, Ratty IRL, the King of Rats IRL, Malonite, the King of Malonites, I don't know what those are, and that's it. Thank you for listening to Wizard Tips. I have to go clean up the bathroom as per the mess I made in there earlier. Time makes fools of us all.
Storylords is now on YouTube, so you can, if you're doing a repeat viewing or listening as it's called on the internet, then you can head over to YouTube and do that. Subscribe, like, do the bell thing. Storylords.page and storylords.card.co is where you can get access to all the art, information about the episodes, the tags that Jeff writes for the episodes are on there as well. Review us on iTunes or comment on YouTube, and we'll eventually get around to reading those. Big thanks to Greg for the use of his music for basically every intermission in the show. Front, back, middle, he's there. That's where he is. He's the meat in our sandwich. And what meat?
He's got major meat, is what I've heard.
So much meat, he fills 5 separate segments.
I can read some comments here if you would like to have them read on internet. On our last episode, of course, it was just me and Rich told his story, so we got some cool messages here via comment we got from Malonite, the lore keeper of our podcast, who says, fantastic episode, Lords. The dynamic shift when it's just the two of you is really interesting. It's a fun change of pace. I also want to echo that I would love to see an all Jeff or all Josh episode, especially on those weeks when 2/3 of the Lords have too much shit going on.
It's not a bad idea.
Oops, alt Josh. It's like having too much chocolate. You're gonna get a headache.
The Christopher Ludwig says the responsibility these characters have would make me unwell.
Yeah.
We got to release the Jeff-isode from Space Goat, and the Josh special from Christopher Ludwig again.
Hey, listen. If a stranger comes up to you in a van, get in. What could go wrong?
If any strange man offers you the Josh special, say, absolutely not, thank you.
Say, I'll take 3.
I'll have what he's
and then
having.
I'll 3. We also have a comment from 4NZ1 who adds oopsie doopsie. So that's good.
That's evergreen.
Perfect.
That's an evergreen. Oh, whoops. Yep.
Thank you all for the comments. This will be an ongoing segment on the podcast from now on. We will be reading your comments on previous episodes.
And, you know, if they're questions or anything like that, we may answer them, as long as they're not stupid.
We'll see.
Next week, trench coats and unexpected guests? Uninvited
Unexpected
guests?
guests. Unexpected.
Yes.
Whatever.
I'm not doing Frankenstein. I mean it. Seriously, please don't get your hopes up for that.
You heard it here first. Get your hopes up for next episode.
no,
Bye!
no.
This is how their hopes get up.
No.
It's like looking at my dick and being like, seriously, don't get a boner. Just stop getting a boner.
Yeah.
It's like, I've already got a boner.
Bye, everyone.